Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn dethrone the Usos. Vince McMahon's to be running WWE backstage. Seth Rollins turns face. Seth Rollins praises his wife. Drew McIntyre angry for being left out by Sheamus. Sami Zayn breaks silence after missing WWE SmackDown, and more. Let's jump right into it. Vince McMahon still be running WWE backstage. WWE veteran bushwhacker Luke recently mentioned that former CEO Vince McMahon may still be involved with the company backstage. McMahon decided to step back from his roles as CEO and chairman of the company after being named in an alleged misconduct case alongside John Laurinaitis. The 77-year-old announced his retirement in July, leaving Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan as co-CEOs, while Triple H took control of creative as the chief content officer. Speaking to Sportskeeda Wrestling in an exclusive interview, Hall of Famer bushwhacker Luke believed that McMahon is sitting behind the scenes. He added that Vince McMahon had been in the business for over 4 decades, and it was in his blood somehow. I don't think it's hurt them very much. The daughter was always there, Hunter was always there. They know Vince inside out, and I still think Vince is sitting behind the scenes. He's been in the business since the late 70 seconds or 80 seconds, working for his dad and then taking over. I think, how could he let it go after being there for 43 years? It's in his blood. He'll still be there somewhere. One of the first things that the game did after taking over from Vince McMahon was to bring in several formerly released talents that were part of the main roster or NXT. Bray Wyatt was the biggest name to make his way back into the company. Meanwhile, Triple H has also brought back Dakota Kai, Karrion Kross, and Braun Strowman, among others, to WWE. The 14-time world champion has also been responsible for some major booking decisions behind the scenes, with one being a Knight reverting to his former gimmick. Meanwhile, since the allegations against McMahon were leveled, the company started an internal investigation of its own. During a recent report on their quarterly earnings, WWE stated that the investigation has been concluded. It seemingly cost the company $19.4 million to get the investigation done. It remains to be seen whether Vince McMahon will return to the promotion in any capacity now that the investigations are over. How do you think Triple H is going about doing business as the chief content officer? Sound off in the comments section below. Seth Rollins turns face. Raw superstar Seth Rollins recently reacted to WWE's official post that featured him. WWE recently shared a video from their official Instagram handle which featured the Visionary on the October 25th episode of Raw. He sat at the announcer's desk with the commentators during Austin Theory's match against Mustafa Ali, with his newly earned title as the crowd cheered for him. Rollins responded to the video clip as he commented on the post by saying that he loves being loved by his fans. "I love being loved," wrote Seth. On the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, the Visionary put up an open challenge for the United States Championship and Finn Balor answered it. As Balor was warning Rollins, the OC came out to attack Finn. Soon after, Judgment Day also came to the ring to protect Balor. Meanwhile, Seth fled the ring with his title. Later that same night, Bobby Lashley attacked Seth Rollins. Austin Theory tried to take advantage of the moment and cash in his MITB briefcase by challenging the US champion. However, Lashley attacked Theory and the latter failed to capture the US championship. Dana Brooke recently put Seth Rollins and others on notice during one of her promos. During her promo, Brooke mentioned how the Visionary took a dig at her when he said Theory had a better chance of cashing in on Dana than on him. Brooke also took a shot at Corey Graves and Kiana James for not giving her enough respect lately. Speaking of NXT, have you seen what that Kiana James girl has been doing to me for the past few weeks? Well, let me tell you something, Shelton. I am sick and tired of people walking all over me, and I am sick and tired of people not putting respect on my name. And Kiana James thinks she has brains. Well, who has been here for the past 10 years, putting in work? Me. And for some people, I guess that's just not good enough. If it's not Corey Graves, it's Seth freaking Rollins putting my name on blast. And now Kiana James wants to jump on the dump on Dana Parade. No, I don't think so. It will be interesting to see where Seth freaking Rollins' rivalry with Balor goes in the near future. What are your thoughts on Rollins being the US champion? Sound off in the comments section below. Seth Rollins praises his wife. Seth Rollins called his wife and fellow WWE superstar Becky Lynch a god on social media in response to a throwback picture of her from many years back. Becky Lynch sustained a nose injury and legitimate concussion after a botched attack from Nia Jax on Raw in 2018. A bloodied Becky asking the roster to bring it on turned her into a star overnight. The image was the catalyst that led to the Irish lasskicker winning the main event of WrestleMania 35 against Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. The throwback image was of Becky Lynch with blood smeared on her face. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch sustained a separated shoulder injury at SummerSlam during her match against Bianca Belair. The injury has sidelined her for several months, which is quite unfortunate, especially because she had just turned babyface. Her injury coincided with Damage Control's introduction to WWE. Immediately after Lynch and Belair embraced, Bayley made her long-awaited return with Dakota Kai and Io Sky to establish the new stable. In kayfabe, a backstage attack from Damage CTRL wrote her off from television. Seth Rollins has enjoyed a strong reign with the United States Championship so far. He won the title from Bobby Lashley over a month back on WWE Raw. He defeated Riddle the following week to put an end to his feud against the former MMA star. The Visionary nearly lost his title last week. He was scheduled to face Bobby Lashley, but the Almighty attacked him before the match could begin, leaving him vulnerable to a cash-in from Austin Theory. Somehow, the two-time Grand Slam champion overcame the challenge and foiled Theory's cash-in attempt. On the upcoming episode of Raw, he will face the man he wrestled at SummerSlam 2016 for the WWE Universal Championship, Finn Balor. With the caliber of the wrestlers involved, it's safe to assume that fans are in for an absolute in-ring treat from two modern-day greats and future Hall of Famers. Drew McIntyre angry for being left out by Sheamus. Former WWE Champion Drew McIntyre has reacted to the Brawling Brutes excluding him from their message to the Bloodline on social media. For over 2 years, Roman Reigns and his cousins have dominated the company and attained championship success in the process. They've knocked everyone down in their path. However, on the latest episode of SmackDown, they were confronted by the Brawling Brutes, including Sheamus. The Scottish Warrior also showed up, and the four of them began brawling with the Bloodline in the ring. Survivor Series War Games is set to take place in a few weeks' time, and the men's match could be between the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre, and TBD against Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn. Sheamus took to Twitter to share a photo of the Brawling Brutes at a live event and stated that the group is better than the Bloodline. Drew McIntyre reacted to being left out by mocking Sami Zayn. "My dog," wrote McIntyre. The majority of the competitors in the women's War Games match have been confirmed. On the men's side, nothing has been made official yet. However, seeing what transpired on SmackDown, it's clear that the Bloodline will be involved in a match. Since it will be 5-on-5, the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre will need one more person to join their group. The person most fitting would be Kevin Owens, who has history with Roman Reigns' faction. Owens and Sami Zayn being in the same match against each other would make for some interesting television. It would be interesting to see whether they end up fighting each other during the match or if they'll avoid it. WWE might even plan to have a match or feud between the Usos and the team of Owens and Zayn. The seeds for the feud can be planted during War Games if the company plans to go in that direction. Who do you think will be the final competitor in the men's War Games match? Sound off in the comments below. Sami Zayn breaks silence after missing WWE SmackDown. Sami Zayn has broken his silence after missing this week's episode of WWE SmackDown. Michael Cole announced that Sami was not on the show due to personal reasons as the Usos defended the undisputed Tag Team Championship against New Day to begin this past Friday's episode of the Blue Brand. Jimmy and Jay picked up the victory and broke New Day's record for longest reigning tag champions in company history. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and the Bloodline came down to the ring at the end of last Friday's SmackDown. Reigns was about to acknowledge the Usos' accomplishment when the Brawling Brutes interrupted. Sheamus, Butch, Ridge Holland, and Drew McIntyre beat the Bloodline down to end the show. The honorary Us took to Twitter and posted a message that translates to "We belong to Allah, and to Him we shall return." Sami followed it up with another message asking fans to consider donating to his charity. If you've enjoyed my work these past few months with #TheBloodline, please consider donating to http://SamiForSyria.com, tweeted Sami Zayn. Wrestling veteran Dutch Mantel suggested that the storyline with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline will last until WrestleMania next year. Speaking on the latest edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk, Mantel suggested that Kevin Owens could return to the company as the fifth member of Sheamus' team in Survivor Series War Games. The 72-year-old said it would be the perfect payoff for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to clash at WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. You haven't seen him all that much. I mean, we saw McIntyre, we saw Sheamus, and we saw all that. So there's nothing really to pop for but Kevin Owens with the heat or with the tension with Sami Zayn, and it's a perfect way to pull it off. They got their heads around that because they expect this angle between Owens and Sami to go a while. It's not going to go 3 weeks and over, it might go too much. Then they split off, come back, and I think we may see a variation of it at WrestleMania, said Dutch Mantel. Sami Zayn has become one of the most popular WWE superstars. It will be interesting to see when the honorary Us will return to make the fans feel Usy once again. Do you want to see Sami Zayn battle Kevin Owens at WWE WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments section below. Kevin Owens breaks silence after WWE Raw absence. Kevin Owens recently addressed his absence from weekly WWE TV in front of a live crowd at a house show. The prizefighter's absence from Raw has left many fans scratching their heads. He last wrestled on TV on the September 30th episode of SmackDown in Toronto, Canada, teaming up with Drew McIntyre and Johnny Gargano to take on Alpha Academy and Austin Theory. Co's last match at the Red Brand came on September 26th, where he teamed up with Gargano to defeat Otis and Chad Gable. During a recent Saturday Night's Main Event house show in Peoria, Owens took on Theory in a singles bout. He addressed the crowd after the match, acknowledging that he hasn't been on WWE TV as of late. Real Talk Wrestling on Twitter revealed the contents of that promo. According to them, the former Universal Champion said that he hopes everyone in the locker room is ready because he is going to kick everyone's behinds. Kevin Owens says to everyone after his match that he's not been on #WWE lately, and he hopes that everyone in the locker room is ready cause he's going to kick everyone's a #WWE Peoria, at Real Talk Wrestle tweeted. Kevin Owens has not been in a major feud since he laid out Ezekiel, resulting in the man behind the character switching back to Elias. He seemed to have formed a partnership with the returning Johnny Gargano and rivalries with Theory and Alpha Academy prior to his absence from TV. WWE's chief content officer and head of creative Triple H reportedly has concrete plans for Kevin Owens upon the latter's return to television. As stated, Owens has been absent from WWE TV since the September 30th episode of SmackDown. He has been active on the house shows, facing some combination of Alpha Academy and Austin Theory on a regular basis. Steve Carrier of Ringside News recently reported that plans for Kevin are set in stone, while Triple H and WWE are waiting for the correct time to bring him back. Kevin Owens hasn't been on television, but WWE hasn't forgotten about him at all. In fact, there are concrete plans for his return when the time is right. Owens' character took a turn to being more serious after the game took the reign of creative. Before that, many aspects of his feud against Ezekiel were played for laughs. The former NXT champion found the viciousness he had when he first broke onto the main roster back in 2015. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn dethroned the Usos. With Survivor Series War Games approaching, the 5 members of the Bloodline are expected to face off against some of WWE's best. However, one potential opponent, Kevin Owens, may now not be able to take part in the contest. WWE has not officially confirmed if Roman Reigns' faction will compete inside War Games on November 26th. Still, many are presuming after last week's mass brawl on SmackDown that the faction will face off against Sheamus, the Brawling Brutes, and Drew McIntyre, leaving one spot left in the team. With Owens' best friend Sami Zayn part of the Bloodline, WWE fans are hoping Co's addition to the match will make for some perfect drama. However, at a recent live event in Madison, Wisconsin, Kevin Owens may have injured his leg in a match against Austin Theory. Many fans highlighted the ailment on social media. Just came from a live event in #WWE Madison. Kevin Owens planted his right knee and seems to have hurt it. Had to be helped out post-match by ref, match wrapped up quick. Might be legit, might not. Still sad. Whilst the men's match is yet to be confirmed, the women's War Games match has begun to take shape. Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Nikki Cross are currently set to face off against Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss, with 3 spots still up for grabs in the match. With Kevin Owens sharing history with Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn, the storyline possibilities surrounding these stars are endless. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are rumored to be the ones to take on the Usos and dethrone them down on the line, and a couple of backstage sources have agreed with these rumors, stating they are likely to happen.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me